Sir, we are elated by your esteemed presence and grateful that you could take out some time from your busy schedule to grace this event. Welcome you, sir, on behalf of HNLU fraternity. It is my pleasure to extend a heartfelt welcome to our illustrious guest of honors for the evening, who have also raised the bar of the competition with their expertise and intellect as judges of the final round. I welcome Shri R. Venkatara, sir, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India, Shri Mohan Govil, IRS, Advisor and Head of Combination Division, Competition Commission of India, Ms. Jia Modi, ma'am, Founding Partner, AZB and Partners, Dr. Lal Bhasin, Managing Director, Bhasin and Company, and Professor Dr. David Ambrose, Professor and Head, Department of Legal Studies, University of Madras. It is my pleasure to welcome our mentor and guiding light, Professor Dr. V.C. Vivekanandan, sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Hidayatullah National Law University. Sir has always been a dynamic leader and source of inspiration. He always drives our efforts and channelizes our energy in the right direction, enabling us to achieve bigger milestones. Thank you, sir, for your guidance. Welcome you, sir. It is my duty to welcome our registrar and the members of the core organizing committee who have been working tirelessly to make this event successful. I would like to congratulate Professor Dr. Vishnu Kannaraya, convener, Dr. Ananda Tiwari, faculty coordinator, and other faculty members of the organizing committee for their hard work and determination. Further, I also welcome the student members of the organizing committee who are always the real kinetic force behind the smooth conduction of these events. I welcome members of the faculty and staff who have joined us for the ceremony. I also welcome our friends and colleagues who have joined us in the live feed. Last and certainly not the least, I would like to extend my heartfelt welcome to the participants who are truly the soul of this moot court competition. It is their zeal, efforts, acumen, skills, and determination that lend energy to the Hidayatullah National Moot Court Competition 2022. I welcome you all, congratulate you all, and thank you all for making this edition a grand success. A grand welcome to all once again. Jai Hind. Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words of wisdom. Moving on. The Justice Hidayatullah National Moot Court Competition started as a part of the centenary celebration in the memory of the stalwart of the Indian legal arena, Justice Muhammad Hidayatullah. Through its numerous editions, Hnmcc has seen increasing participation from reputed colleges from all over the country and judges hailing from some of the most prestigious institutions. Thus, we at HNLU has kept up our mooting spirits for more than a decade, and here we are, marking the end of the 12th edition. We hereby now request Dr. Anindya Tiwari, sir, Organizing Secretary of the Hnmcc, to please present the report of this competition.
Thank you, Radhika. Thank you so much. A very good evening and warm welcome to our Chief Justice, Chief Guest, Honorable Justice Shri Arup Kumar Goswami, sir, Honorable Chief Justice, High Court of Chhattisgarh, and Honorable Chancellor, HNLU, Honorable VC Professor VC Vivekanandan, sir, Guest of Honor and Finals Judge Shri Manish Mohan Govil, sir, IRS Advisor and Head of Combination Division, Competition Commission of India, Guest of Honor and Finals Judge Shri Venkatara, sir, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India, Guest of Honor and Finals Judge Ms. Jia Modi, ma'am, Founding Partner, AZB and Partners, Guest of Honor and Finals Judge Dr. Lalit Bhasin, sir, Managing Director, Bhasin and Company, Guest of Honor and Finals Judge Professor Dr. A. David Ambrose, sir, Professor and Head, Department of Legal Studies, University of Madras, Professor Dr. Uday Shankar, sir, Registrar, HNLU, Professor Dr. Yogendra, sir, Dean Outreach Program, Senior Professors, colleagues, participants, students, ladies and gentlemen. I, Dr. Anindya Tiwari, Assistant Professor of Law and Organizing Secretary, CCI HNLU, 12th Justice Hidayatullah National Law Moot Court Competition 2022, in association with AZB and Partners, am proud to put forth before this August gathering report of Hnmcc 2022. In the month of August 2021, when the idea and proposal of Hnmcc 2022 was conceived, we were witnessing the downward graph of COVID infection all over country and were discussing physical reopening of institution. With this backdrop, students and members of faculty were very excited to come back, organize and celebrate the mammoth event of Hnmcc in its 12th edition. After a long depressing gap due to COVID-19 infections, we were scared, but the data were positively bright and HNLU administration gave a green signal to our team and we finalized and notified the CCI HNLU 12th Hnmcc 2022 in association with AZB Partners. We started getting overwhelming response from the students of various private and public law school from all corners of India. And at one point, we were even discussing pre-competition elimination rounds to meet the upper cap requirement of the event. Then came the third wave, and we started witnessing lockdown all over India again, with everyday rising cases in the third wave, and also with some of our colleagues, students, and their family members getting infected. HNLU administration, considering the safety of its students and participants, decided that the 12th edition of Hnmcc will for the first time be conducted in an online format, and the same was notified. Hidayatullah National Law University, established in 2003, has completed a journey of more than 1.5 decades. The height that HNLU has reached in such a short span of time and the expertise that it has established in imparting education in the legal realm is remarkable. Over the course of decade, Hnmcc has established a reputation of being one of the India's premier moot court competition. In furtherance of Justice Hidayatullah's principle, the Hnmcc 2022 has successfully provided an experience that instills critical thinking, igniting the minds of law students and head-starting their upcoming legal career. We are thankful to all our student volunteers, faculty colleagues, administration, and participants that despite all odds and midway shift of modus operandi to conduct the same in virtual platform, we were successfully able to organize an event of this magnanimity. I take this opportunity to put on record certain facts that the encouragement and support extended by Shri A.K. Gupta sir, Honorable Chairperson CCI, and other senior officials of Competition Commission of India helped us a lot in realizing the Hnmcc dream. It is also pertinent to mention that CCI has been generous enough to sponsor first prize of the event and judging advanced rounds. We are also thankful to AZB Partners for always standing with HNLU, be it recruitment or Hnmcc. It was generous of AZB to provide us intellectual support for the event and prestigious internship to the winning and runners-up team. This has helped us in inviting best of the participants from various law schools. We are also thankful to EBC to associate with us on Hnmcc and support our event by various means. We are also thankful to Ms. Aishwarya Bhati ma'am, ASG, who despite her busy schedule gave us time for inaugural function and enlightened us. We look forward to have a long-term association with in future as well. Coming to some other facts of the event, that despite all the odds Hnmcc Secretariat has received, registration of 32 teams for the event consisting of 94 students from various geographical locations joining virtually. All these teams competed against each other for the coveted Justice Hidayatullah Memorial Trophy, the first runners-up prize, the title of the best speaker, the best memorial, the best researcher. Only 8 teams made it to the quarterfinal, which is a feat in itself. Nonetheless, the competition pushed forward with the semi-final and finally reached the much-awaited finals with Team T26 and T30. The final itself was streamed on YouTube to immerse the audience in a true mooting experience. We also had an array of 72 judges, all externals, for evaluation of oral as well as written memorial rounds, which represented both industry as well as academia. We would like to thank them for their cooperation. Before moving on, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all members who have generously helped us in making this event come together to become a success. Organizing this edition of Hnmcc has been an immense pleasure, and an exceptional learning experience for us. Working alongside a great team of cooperative members has enlightened us all as to how much hard work and perseverance is required for hosting an event of such a huge magnitude. I want to convey my most sincere gratitude to the university for bestowing upon me this great opportunity, which will always be a precious memory and something I would look back to in the future. Thank you very much, and I wish the participants continue mooting, and my heartiest congratulations to all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for all your support. HNLU has touched numerous milestones under the able guidance of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, and Registrar, sir, along with the sincere efforts of our faculty members, alumni, and students. Prior to his appointment, Professor Dr. V.C. Vivekanandan, sir, served as the Dean of the School of Law at Bennett University. Before that, he also served for more than 20 years at the Nalsa University of Law, Hyderabad, as the MHRD IP Chair Professor and the Director of Proximate Education. Sir is also the Adjunct Professor at the University of Buffalo Business School, New York. Sir, we are glad to have you as our Vice Chancellor. We request you to kindly address the August gathering.
Thank you, Mr. Avanish. Honorable Chancellor of HNLU and Chief Justice of the High Court of Chhattisgarh, who is the chief guest for today. Honorable judges who sat in the finals today, Mr. Manish Mohan Govil, advisor of CCI, the chief sponsor and guiding force behind this moot court. Shri Venkatara, senior advocate and a well-wisher of HNLU. Shri Lalit Bhashan Sahab, senior advocate and a prominent figure in the moot court circuit. Ms. Zia Modi, the founder and partner of AZB. Professor David Ambrose, a very familiar figure with the moot court circle, especially of HNLU, and former Dean of the Madras High Court, and Registrar of HNLU, deans, colleagues, students, and volunteers. In a sense, at this point, I would say that I'm a very relieved person as the one heading HNLU, as this two-day program against tough times of COVID and technical glitches and many things is seamlessly and smooth coming to almost the last part of the valediction. As the competition itself is about competition commission, we are really looking at a new type of play, what is going to happen. If 21st century was about ideologies, the next century is going to be about market forces. We are going to have different views about market forces, but all of us are talking about fair play, which is incidentally the even the newsletter of CCI, which talks about fair play. And it is easier said than done. And that is where the whole dedication and the way creatively how Competition Commission do. I would say Indian Competition Commission, compared to many jurisdictions, coming little later, has done a tremendous job so far. And we do hope that this will continue further. As they say, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Similarly, one can even say monopoly distorts. Absolute monopoly distorts absolutely. But at the same time, on the other side, we say between the devil and the deep sea, many ideologies we have seen, complete state-run stuff is not working. Neither free within quota free doesn't work. So which means there has to be a referee to keep the game going. And this is where Competition Commission and this team and the moot court and the various students who participated is a practical way of understanding this law much more than it can be taught in a classroom. So in that sense, we are quite happy about CCI coming and helping us, and AZB, trying to put the problem to, on that, and also helping to be a judge in this. I'm a very happy and relieved person. So as the judges themselves are going to comment about this finals, then later on our own chancellor is going to address, I would like to rest at this point by telling in my way, thanks to the tremendous energy of students and the faculty who were involved. And special thanks goes to Dr. Vishnu, who is the Dean of PG, who was spearheading, and Dr. Anindya Tiwari, proudly our own alumni, who is now part of the faculty and then doing this from his alma mater, and other rest of the team who have done a tremendous job. I am a very satisfied and happy person. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your enthralling words and on throwing some light on the real market scenes. Now, we welcome our guest of honor and judge for the final round, Sri R. Venkatara, Manisour, Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court. Coming from a non-lawyer background, Mr. R. Venkatara, Manisour started his career by practicing in the trial court in his hometown. He was inspired early on to take up law as a profession, deciding not to get involved in the family business and having no legal background. Mr. Venkatara, Manisour was courageous enough to start from scratch. He is today a senior advocate practicing in the Supreme Court of India and has a great success story which adds on to his reputation. May I please now request sir to share his words of wisdom with us.
Thank you, young partner from this very wonderful school. For me, teaching is like looking for elixir all the time. And being a student of Professor Madhav Menon, I always cherish that very important dimension of life which Professor Menon has bestowed to me. A great teacher, who is a teacher of teachers. And that's how I got introduced to Professor Vivekanandan, and who himself is a very special teacher in the field of intellectual property law. Now today we are having a debate in the Moot Court on a very specialized subject. Before I say a few words on that and the importance of Moot Courts, just to share my few stray thoughts with the students and the faculty being here. Two important challenges which face not only our country but humanity as a whole is, one is innovation creativity, how to promote innovation and creativity. But the connected challenge is how to promote equality and realize equality. There are several dimensions of equality. So if you stifle, promote creativity and innovation, I think equality will be a casualty. And if you ignore equality, mere creation, innovation could have other problems. So the two biggest challenges which are facing today. World has passed through various experiments in looking at innovation, creativity, and equality. We are still experimenting. No final political theory or ideology has been in a position to give us the final answers, and I think it will be futile to search for them. Therefore, the answer lies in responsibility and then ensuring that creation and innovation, match with equality. That's one thought which I would share with you today. And about innovation, there are a couple of insights which have come in the past. Ever since US went on in the Sherman Act and the European Union thought about the European, market and so on and so forth. And so a few things are more important to social welfare than innovation. Nevertheless, implementing the right set of legal rules to foster innovation has proven to be remarkably difficult. And the differences, I think, are not merely in the details. So concepts, ideas, principles. So on issues of intellectual property rights alone, reasonable and knowledgeable people differ on fundamental questions and over a wide range of them. People from different markets and industries want different amounts and kinds of protection. What works best in one market is certainly may not be good for others. Therefore, it's hardly surprising, as some author says, that intellectual property statutes are a melange of protections for various interest groups. Now, there was a very interesting quote I would like to read from an American judge in a circuit court. This is what it says. Overprotecting intellectual property is as harmful as underprotecting it. Creativity is impossible without a rich public domain. Nothing today, likely nothing since we tamed fire, is genuinely new. Culture, like science and technology, grows by accretion. Each new creator building on the works of those who came before. Overprotection stifles the very creative forces it's supposed to nurture. So these are very, insightful words. And we look up any modern statute in relation to creativity, innovation, and the ability to use creativity and innovation for the public good. So when law schools today are in a position to embark upon engagement with these very frontier areas of human, promotion of human values, so students will learn that it is not merely your knowledge, but knowledge, morals, responsibilities, and the ability to participate and use law for towards greater public interest. All these values are, I think, fundamentally, able to inform you in the pursuit of study of law and later as professionals. It's a very big challenge for each one of us today, but for students of life, that new opportunities, exploration of new opportunities in unseen ways. And therefore, every one of us today, as a professional, is a creator person, for example. So look at it like that. And therefore, if you're a creator in your own little hut, do what you can, make the hut a castle. So these few words, I would like to thank the Vice Chancellor and paying my respect to the Honorable Chief Justice and my other friends here. And good day to all of you. Namaste.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening address. We also welcome our guest of honor and the judge for the final round, Shri Manish Mohan Govil, sir, IRS, advisor and head of the Competition Commission of India. Shri Manish Mohan Govil, sir, is a 1994 batch IRS officer on deputation to the Competition Commission of India. Sir is presently advisor of law and heads the combination division of the commission that investigates mergers and acquisitions and gives approvals for high-value combinations. Sir has also worked as a deputy commissioner at Kolkata and Delhi Airport Customs, Inland Customs Depot, joint director at the National Academy of Customs, Excise and Narcotics, and director at the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, and also at the Directorate General of Excise Intelligence. Prior to the present assignment, Sir was associated with the introduction of the transformational GST reforms at the Central Board of Excise and Customs, Ministry of Finance. We take this opportunity to invite Sir to kindly deliver his address.
So the mic has to be unmuted.
Thank you, Abhinish. Respected Honorable Chief Justice of Chhattisgarh High Court, Shri Arup Kumar Goswami, Vice Chancellor, Professor Vivekanandan, my fellow judges, Mr. Venkatramani, Professor David Ambrose, Dr. Lalit Bhasin, Ms. Zia Modi, faculty of NLU NLU Raipur, students, and my dear friends. At the outset, I must say I am very, very happy, and it's a great pleasure to be present here on the 12th Justice Hidayatullah Memorial National Moot Court Competition. I would first like to begin by congratulating Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. V.C. Vivekanandan and the students and faculty of Hidayatullah National Law University and AZB and partners for organizing this successful competition that has witnessed participation from very reputed universities across the country. Named after the great legend luminary Justice Muhammad Hidayatullah, Hidayatullah National Law University has carved out a niche for itself in the realm of legal education across India. The Hidayatullah Memorial National Moot Court Competition was started as part of the centenary celebration of eminent jurist, author, and linguist Justice Muhammad Hidayatullah. Over the course of decades, it has established a reputation for being one of India's premier moot court competition. It's really a privilege for the Competition Commission of India to be associated and to support such a prestigious moot court competition, and especially to engage with the young minds who have done brilliantly today in presenting the arguments on what is a very important field of law and economics, and that's competition law. So we find that most countries have some kind of competition authority to regulate markets. The US has two very vibrant antitrust authority, the Federal Trade Commission and Department of Justice. And these points are now the issues, antitrust issues are coming to the forefront as far as the political debate is concerned. In Europe also, the Office of Director General of Competition is administered by the European Commission. They are also looking at issues relating to dominance of these network markets. Then there is the International Competition Network, the UNCTAD, OECD, BRICS, and these are some of the international forums where members on competition agencies cooperate with each other. Unlike the West, the competition agency in India that is the Competition Commission of India, is fairly young regulator, but in a very short period of time has evolved with some very sound jurisprudence and capacity. The lead motive of competition law is that whereas dominance is not bad, abuse of dominance is, and the firm should compete and not collude. The analytical framework of any antitrust inquiry requires 3 steps. First is formulating a theory of harm. So whether it is a collusive practice or exclusionary or exploitative practice, then collecting evidences like the one which we saw in this moot court competition, how to collect evidences through investigation, and then finally testing these evidences against legal principles. The theory of harm is based on common economic principles of antitrust, and like all theories, evolve with time and place. So a robust competition authority with a capacity to make appropriate and timely corrections in markets through enforcement and advocacy is the mainstay for fostering a competitive environment in the economy. Coming to the moot court competition, I must highlight that I was amazed at the amount of work all the teams have put in and the professionalism in their arguments and presentation. Everyone who took part has much to be proud of. So moot courts are independent and indispensable part of legal education, and all these, and it exposes students to stimulated environment of a courtroom. In my opinion, young law students who are competing against each other in academics should be given opportunities to channelize the spirit of competition into activities which prepare them for their careers. Students should be encouraged to graduate from studying the law and the books to engaging the law and action approach from an early stage to hone their litigation skills. As a judge, I would like to state that choosing one winner for each category was tough, as all participants excelled in different ways and have put in a lot of effort and time. But each competition case which is there, or each moot court case which is presented, throws up a few learnings. And I also had this opportunity of really learning big points over here. So this case has also done so. Since time is short, I will just deal with small 3 points. The first is it deals with the significance of law. In this case, the CCR had a very good case, but did not follow the rules and procedures. So perhaps that thing is very enshrined in Article 20 of the Constitution. So that is very important. Secondly, is anti-competitive forces must be identified in the market to ensure level playing field. These anti-competitive forces could be like the foreclosure of input. Like, for example, here a dominant company had the IPR or was dominant and the input was foreclosed. Or it could be the foreclosure of market. Like, for example, nowadays, a lot of these network companies, the big digital giants have come, and they are providing access to the service providers on those platforms. So they can deny access on the platform. So they can lead to foreclosure of market. So this can lead to increase in price, reduce the quality, and discourage innovation. So it is the responsibility of all the players to improve and bring about competition in the market. The role of CCI is only as a sort of a, like what in Olympic Games is the role of the World Anti-Doping Authority. just to see whether these things are running smoothly and nobody is nobody is violating the level playing field or the rules of the games. So with these words, I must thank the NLU for organizing this brilliant competition. And I would like to thank all the students who are here, all the participants who are here. Good luck to you. All the best. And if you get a chance, do come to CCI for an internship. It's an important place. So we are happy to be here. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wise words. Now we welcome our guest of honor and judge for the final round, Professor Dr. David Amroser. Sir has been serving as a professor and head at the Department of Legal Studies, University of Madras, and has more than 2 decades of teaching experience in law. His areas of specialization include international law, constitutional law, environmental law, human rights law, IPR, and so on. Sir has served as subject expert in various committees such as selection and supervisory of UGC, UPSC, and various universities. Sir is the proud recipient of the prestigious The Hague Doctoral Fellowship Award, awarded by the Hague Academy of International Law, Netherlands in 1993. He is also the recipient of several laurels, including the L.C. Miller Medal in 1988, the Dr. A.L. Mudaliar Prize in 1988. Sir has published more than 70 research articles in various reputed journals. He has also co-edited a book entitled India and WTO, and also co-authored a book entitled Environmental Law. Sir, may I now request you to please address the august gathering.
Thank you very much. Half of the time, most of the time has been taken for introducing me. I am still especially this Moot court competition has also made me as a student. So I have to thank the organizers. Very good evening to one and all. A warm greetings from Chennai, because I use the word warm. It's already warm at Chennai. And my most respected, the chief guest of this valedictory function of the Moot court competition, and also the Chancellor of HNLU, the Honorable Chief Justice Honorable Chief Justice, and other panelists, I can call them as a panelist or fellow judges in the finals, and my good friend Vivekananda, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of the HNLU, and all the participants, students, and as a team, HNLU faculty, they have done a wonderful job in organizing this particular competition. Organizing a competition is different. Organizing a competition successfully in an effective manner with active participation is different. Because I have been judging the Moot court competition in the last 3 decades. In one way or other, I am closely associated with the Moot court competition. I myself was a national administrator for various prestigious Moot court competitions like Jesup International Moot court competition, Stetson, William C. West, etc. And I have judged of late almost all the finals of the important prestigious Moot court competition. I have written many problems, etc. And I should join Manish Mogan in congratulating the HNLU for successfully conducting this particular Moot court competition. And also I have to congratulate the persons, the firm which has written the problem, and also the CCI for sponsoring this particular event. In fact, in short period of time, under the able leadership of my good friend Vivekananda, whom I know for more than nearly 1.5 decades, and also with the cooperation and assistance of the Honorable Chief Justice, who also happens to be the Chancellor. I think in a short span, within 2 or 3 years, the development can be, development of HNLU can be termed leaps and bounds. It has developed. That's what I can say. Because several times I also visited there, HNLU. But in the recent past, the development or the progress with the team, he works as a team. That is one important thing regarding Vivekanandan. So Professor Vivekanandan, I also congratulate the institution for the same. So many things can be said regarding moot court competition. It has become a mainstay in the legal curricula, obviously for two reasons. One is it sharpens the advocacy as well as the written skills of the students, because they are able to stand up and face the sometimes fierce judges. If it is international law, I will be a little more would have been little more tougher. Or in the constitution also, various other aspects would have been drawn in. If it is a public law, more of a public law, then it would have been a different thing. And in that fashion, it also molds the future of a student. But from the institution point of view, now in the rank of a law school, we have about more than 17 or 16 law schools, national law schools, and many of the private universities are coming out with law schools throughout India. So the rank of a law school is been more or less determined or decided based on the success it achieves in the moot court competitions. So that is why when it gets a NIRF ranking or any other ranking or whatever it is, that is very much helpful. How many papers have been published, how many competitions they have won, what are the alumni, all these things, some criteria they have. And one of the most important criteria is the success in the moot court competitions. So now in the post-19, in the globalized world, LPG we call it, in the 21st century is also known as era of liberalization, privatization, and globalization. And we are going towards from privatization. We are going from that is earlier we were from nationalization. We have moved to privatization. And that is why we have PP in education sector also. We have public-private participation. The private companies are because of the economic liberalization, because of the development of WTO, the economic liberalization, trade liberalization, etc. And today the market has a vital role in playing playing a vital role in the development of a nation. So that is why today the company law has been amended, a new company law, and various provisions have been brought in. And today we are talking about corporate governance and corporate good governance, etc. We are talking about ethical issues and other things. What is a corporate governance? What is a fair play, etc. So from that perspective, the recent addition is the Competition Act, and as rightly pointed out by the Commission representative, there is a marriage, happy marriage, or interplay between the economics and law. So today we are talking about interdisciplinary. We are talking about interdisciplinary approach to law. So this is one point the young mind should keep in mind. So they should keep in mind this one point. Interdisciplinary, whether it is a science and law because of a biotechnology, environmental, global warming, climate change, etc. IPR, various IPR issues. And today we are talking about corporate governance and other things. So there must be interdisciplinary approach with reference to law. So on the one hand, we have just general principles, and which we have to apply to the now the particular player is the market. So we are trying to balance this. We are trying to have a market, fair market or fair play in the market control or whatever it is. So with reference to the mooters, I'm very happy about their performance. And once we thought when in WTO, when India became a party to WTO, without knowing that time it was like that. We are entering the battlefield without knowing the rules. But at the time we were very much worried what will be the future of our trade negotiations with reference to these Companies Act, all these things. But today I am very happy and I am very certain the future of Indian young lawyers. They are well trained because of such problems have been framed, and they articulate in a well manner, and they have capacity to do research. Only thing what I find missing is they could have done little more research. They could have referred to some more research articles. Because the one thing you have to always see, there will be advocacy articles and balanced articles. So you must be able to discern what is what. So both sometimes an article will be just because they would have been party to this and they would have lost the case. They will write, this is wrong, this is all wrong, and this will be prominently projected. When you open the thing, it will come. So advocacy articles and the balanced articles by learned judges or learned scholars, you must always refer to it. Then only you'll get the proper insight, and also that it will be helpful to you to have innovative ideas. It will give you that is, your argument will be in a new dimension or whatever it is. So there will be only one winner in a moot court competition. And because I used to go for negotiations also, in trade negotiation. In a negotiation, nobody is the loser. In similar manner, there may be one winner in a moot court competition, but there will not be any loser in the moot court competition. So those who have participated first time in the moot court competition, I'm not saying at the moot court competition, with reference to problem, CCI problem, the Competition Act, it is like the maiden thing. Maiden thing will always be remembered. So once you participate, if it is a first moot court competition, if it is a first problem, you have faced the CCI, till your death, this will have an impact in your art. So I'm very happy that in that fashion only, this maiden, I don't want to elaborate it, certain things are there. The maiden approach will help the things. So once again, I congratulate the organizers. This problem has several interdisciplinary approach also. That is why IPR and competition, as rightly pointed out, IPR and general rules, general principles, that is what, that is natural justice and other things we have discussed, rules and procedures, illegal, unlawful, illegally procured things and other things we discussed. Let me put it this way. I congratulate the winners because on a particular day, that is what 5 of us, in our judgment, we have done it. That is what just to encourage. That doesn't mean maybe 1 or 2 marks others would have lagged behind. That doesn't mean you have not won the things. That is why I said you are not a loser. Definitely you would have won a lot of friends. You would have got confidence in arguing before a strong bench like this. Very experienced, I could say, young as well as experienced things. And I wish all the participants, I join others also in wishing all the best to all the participants and students of HNLU, and my special congratulations to the winners, which will be announced shortly. With these few words, I thank the organizers for giving me a wonderful opportunity to speak for some time, for some minutes in this valedictory function in the company of legal luminaries. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. We also welcome our guest of honor and judge for the final round, Dr. Lalit Bhasin, sir, Managing Partner, Bhasin & Co. Dr. Lalit Bhasin, sir, has been in the field of law for over 5 decades. Sir was awarded LLD honoris causa by 2 universities, namely the University of Jaipur and the University of Rajasthan. Sir was also awarded an honorary membership in the International Bar Association in Melbourne in 1994 for outstanding service to the legal profession. Sir was also awarded the Plaque of Honor by the Prime Minister of India in the year 2002 for outstanding contribution to the rule of law. In 2007, the President of India presented the National Law Day Award to Sir for outstanding contribution to the development of the legal profession in India and for his deep involvement and engagement in the maintenance of the highest standards at the bar. Sir, may we now invite you to please address the gathering.
Thank you, Avnish. Honorable the Chief Justice of Chhattisgarh High Court, Justice Goswami, the Vice Chancellor, Mr. Vivekanandan, my senior colleague in the profession, Mr. Venkatara, and my very distinguished colleague in the legal profession, known throughout the world, Ms. Zia Modi. Then we also have the distinguished presence of Dr. Yogendra Kumar Srivastav, Dr. Anindya Tiwari, and of course, the worthy judges, that is Shri Mohan Govil, Mr. David Ambrose, Professor Uday Shankar. The very fact that the Honorable Chief Justice is present today shows the significance and importance of this event, which has just concluded. Moot courts are definitely a very integral part of the training of lawyers, and law schools play a very important and significant role. But in the 3.5 minutes left for me, I will just try to touch upon some other aspects which are very relevant for the law schools to note, and also for the young participants and the teams who are participating in this event. We are talking about dispute resolutions when we have more than 4 crore cases which are pending in the courts in India. We have inherited this system from the British, because in England at that time there was only litigation, starting from the lowest courts, you see, and going up to the House Privy Council and House of Lords and all that. They introduced the same system here. So we have a 3-4 tier system, which is not suited for a country like India. We always believed in consensual form of the administration of justice and the spirit of samjhauta, that is settlement. This has to be inculcated by the law schools in the students. No doubt, the students should prepare for litigation, for going in the courts, but so far as the interest of the country are concerned, and in the larger interest of the economy and economic development of the country, I have always firmly believed, and it is not 5 decades of my practice, it is 6 decades now. I started my practice in 1962, and this is the 60th year of my practice. I always advise, firstly, my clients, that a bad settlement is better than successful litigation. Therefore, try to have a give and take policy. Try to resolve your dispute. Therefore, what I have been emphasizing from public platform, and particularly advising the law schools, because I have made it a point to visit at least 2 law schools in 1 month as the President of the Bar Association of India and as the President of the Society of Indian Law Firms, that they should inculcate this value, this necessity, this need in the students to develop the art of negotiations and persuasion. These are overlooked. The emphasis is always on litigations, but emphasis should be on, because arbitration has also failed in India. It has failed to take off. It has become very expensive. It has become very prolonged. The answer lies in change of the mindset of the people so that they can amicably resolve the disputes. And that is where mediation has to be encouraged. So mediation should be in the forefront of the curriculum of the law schools, not just arbitration. Eventually, people will go for arbitration or even litigation. But first, a bona fide, genuine attempt must be made to resolve the disputes by amicable settlement. Therefore, dispute solutions, not dispute resolution. Dispute solutions should be one of the topics for the law schools and our young members, students who are participating, they must remember this, that the future of the country lies in settlement of disputes, not just in litigation. Yes, constitutional issues will arise. Those will be decided by the courts. Let the courts be not flooded with these petty small cases of some money matters or matrimonial disputes and all that. These are constitutional courts, and we have the head of the state judiciary sitting here. He is the head of the judiciary of the state in order to protect the rights of the parties. Of course, those rights have to be protected. But when disputes arise between the parties, there should be an honest attempt to resolve those disputes. So, my message to my young participants, the teams who have participated, is that you must inculcate this sense of what I call professional social responsibility, PSR, as against CSR, which is corporate social responsibility. Inculcate this, give it back to the society by having the mindset of people changed, that there should be solutions of disputes, not resolution in the form of arbitrations or litigations and all that. So that is my message to you. I am very grateful to the university for making me participate in this event, and I'm grateful for the great presence of the Honorable Chief Justice here, and I'm sure that we will learn a lot from the words of wisdom which will follow from the Honorable Chief Justice. So thanks a lot, and my congratulations to all the teams, not just the winning teams. The very fact that you participated itself shows that you are a potential winner. Eventually, there will be one formal winner, but you are all winners. My congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening words and for highlighting the importance of ADR in administration of justice. Ms. Zia J. Modi, ma'am, co-founder and managing partner of AZB and Partners, is one of India's foremost corporate attorneys. Ma'am is widely acknowledged for her expertise. In 2018 and 2019, ma'am was ranked #1 by Fortune India in the list of India's 50 most powerful women in business. Ma'am has been ranked consistently in the top 10 list since 2011. Ma'am holds an LLM from Harvard Law School and has passed the New York State Bar as well. Ma'am is duly licensed to practice law in India as well as in the United States. Besides this, ma'am has also served on various advisory committees of the Confederation of Indian Industry, including its National Council and its committees on corporate governance, financial services, capital markets, and legal services. Ma'am has been a member of the Godrej Committee on Corporate Governance, constituted by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and as a non-executive member of the Governing Board, International Council for Commercial Arbitration, and Vice President and member, London Court of International Arbitration. Ma'am, it's a pleasure to invite you to kindly address the virtual gathering.
Goswami for giving the time and encouraging everybody. It's a pleasure to be here with my fellow judges, the faculty, participants, and all the friends. First of all, it's an honor for me to be associated with Hidayatullah, with HNLU. Chief Justice Hidayatullah was a very close family friend, and I met him very often with my parents, and he was a man who was erudite, a great jurist, and a very good human being. So the fact that this college memorializes him for decades to come is wonderful to know and to be associated with. I think as a law firm, as AZB, we were probably one of the first larger law firms to come to your campus, and we've never been disappointed. So hats off to the students and to the Vice Chancellor, and may you keep it up. It's been really interesting to participate today. And congratulations to the Moot Court Committee. I can see the logistical nightmare you'd have had to go through with so many teams, over 30 performing, especially during pandemic. And I was delighted to participate in the final rounds to see the excellent performance. And I'm told that throughout, the quality of all the teams have been exceptional, which means really hard work. So congratulations to all of you. I think moot courts lay the foundation of giving you the DNA of how you have to be as counsel when you want to go into that career. It teaches you how to dance and prance. It teaches you to think on your feet. It teaches you to move on to the next point if the judges are not liking what they're hearing. It teaches you to go into the point because the judge is always right if he writes something. And it teaches you to keep your mouth shut if the court is with you. I was always taught as a junior counsel that what you must never do is have a response which is less than honest to the court. You can nuance your facts, but the facts can never change. Facts are the truth, and you can never argue what is not true. The art of persuasion, as Lalit says, is key, and the moot court competitions train you for that. So keep on at it, enter into more moots, and keep the ability to have persuasive advocacy going. The fact that CCI's presence through Mr. Govil is apparent shows that CCI is also vested in encouraging youngsters in this very important subject, especially with novel concepts such as constructive refusals to deal, which has still to get into the mainstream of jurisprudence. And I think that, the CCI is vested in the growing of a good competition bar as well. Good advocacy before the CCI can only help the CCI. So you have a ready regulator waiting to welcome you, as he said, with internships, as are we. I must call out my partner, Bharat Budolia, who helped with the problem. And he, poor chap, spent yesterday and part of his weekend to brief me to get ready for today's Sunday. So thank you, Bharat. I just wish all of you the very best for the future. I think that this is the way to go. Keep at it. Hard work, good advocacy, intelligent arguments, and great set of students coming out of all of these colleges. So congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your inspiring words. I feel honored to welcome the Honorable Chief Guest, Justice Shri Arup Kumar Goswami ji, the Chief Justice of the High Court of Chhattisgarh. Sir has assumed charge of the office of the Chief Justice at the High Court of Chhattisgarh on 12th of October 2021. Prior to this, he was serving as the Chief Justice of Andhra Pradesh High Court. Honorable Sir started his illustrious career as an advocate with the Bar Council of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Tripura in 1985. Sir also has served as an additional judge of the Assam High Court before being elevated as the acting Chief Justice by the appointment as the Chief Justice of the Sikkim High Court. He was also a standing counsel of the Guwahati High Court, Kabri Anglong Autonomous Council, North Kachhar Hill Autonomous Council, and senior standing counsel for the Education Department of the Government of India of Assam. May we now humbly request Sir to kindly address the August gathering.
Namaste. Sri R. Venkatara, Senior Advocate of Supreme Court of India, Ms. Jia Modi, Founding Partner, AZB and Associates, Mr. Lalit Bhasin, Founding Partner, Bhasin and Company, Mr. Manisour Govil, IRS, Advisor and Head of Combination Division, Competition Commission of India, Professor Dr. A. David Amroser, former Head, Department of Legal Studies, University of Madras, Professor Dr. V.C. Vivekanandan, Vice Chancellor, Hidayatullah National Law University, Registrar of the University, members of the faculty, staff, dear students, and ladies and gentlemen. It is my absolute honor to present here today in the valedictory ceremony of 12th Justice Hidayatullah Memorial National Moot Court Competition. This moot court competition is named in the memory of an illustrious son of the country, Honorable Justice Muhammad Hidayatullah. Over a period of 1 decade, the Hidayatullah Memorial National Moot Court Competition has gained from strength to strength and is now recognized all over the country as a premier moot court competition. Justice Hidayatullah was the 11th Chief Justice of India and the 6th Vice President of India. He is the only person to have served the offices of the Chief Justice of India, Vice President of India, and President of India. Justice Hidayatullah was a multifaceted personality. He was an eminent jurist, scholar, educationist, author, and linguist. It is interesting to note that he completed his elementary education in Raipur, where the university is located. During his long tenure in the Supreme Court, Justice Hidayatullah was part of the bench, which rendered a number of landmark and epoch-making judgments, including Goloknath, which laid down that the Parliament has no power to amend fundamental rights. He authored a number of books, the most notable being My Own Boswell and a Judge's Miscellany. Moots is not to be seen as a simple exercise of arguing points of law before a simulated court. It is not just a role play of advocacy in a hypothetical scenario, but is much more in the sense that it should be able to inculcate professional ethics. It enables a student to learn by a process of construction based upon experience and reflection. The mooting exercise fosters teamwork, enhances skills of articulation, sharpens drafting skills, and allow one to seamlessly integrate with judicial fraternity once admitted to the bar. In today's context, the role played by moots in shaping lifelong skills to successfully meet the challenges in the real-world advocacy cannot be overemphasized. I commend the efforts of the university, not only in incorporating mooting as a mandated clinical course, but for fostering a vibrant moot society. This edition of the Hidayatullah Memorial National Moot Court Competition has competition law as its main theme. Competition law is one of those fast evolving areas of commercial law that focuses on the maximization of consumer welfare and minimization of inequalities in the market by ensuring observance of fair practices in the market. It is a nascent law, just a decade old in operation. The operation of the law through the CCI seems to be taking off in the right direction. It is often said that unchecked free market is a breeding ground for exploitation, and therefore the role of CCI in a large and emerging economy like India cannot be overemphasized. It is commendable to note that CCI has just over 1,000 antitrust cases in diverse sectors such as pharma, banking, airlines, manufacturing, and service. Equally important and noteworthy is the approval of equal number of merger and acquisition proposals and a good number of approvals through the grain channel route. It is crucial for an effective and incisive decision making on these issues to have a strong research base and data. I understand the university is going to launch its research clusters in near future, and competition law and research should figure in such plans. I am told 32 law schools from across the country competed in the last 2 days for the coveted trophy. Going by the speeches of the judges, I am very happy to learn that all the teams have performed exceedingly well, and it's a good sign. I compliment each and every participant taking part in this competition. The organizing team also deserves for effectively managing the competition online. Thanks to CCI and AZB and partners for partnering with the university for this laudable venture. Everyone must be anxiously waiting for the results. It is time for me to request the organizers to take the next steps for announcement of the results. I pray to Almighty to bless all the participants in abundance in the days to come. Thank you. Jai Hind.
So,
Am I audible?
Yes.
yeah, audible.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words today. As rightly stated by the famous journalist Charles Michael, all the efforts in the world won't matter if you are not inspired. Winning is fun, sure, but winning is not the point. Wanting to win is the point. Not giving up is the point. Never being satisfied with what you have done is the point.
We now arrive at the moment which every participant of Hnmcc 2022 has been eagerly waiting for. The moment for which months of efforts have been put in. It's the time for the declaration of results. May I now invite our chief guest, Honorable Justice Shri Arup Kumar Goswami, sir, to kindly declare the results.
Five awards, one for best researcher, one for best speaker, one for best memorial, runner-up, and award for the winner of the moot court competition. The award for best researcher goes to MS Drishti Jain from Symbiosis Law School, Pune. The best speaker award goes to MS Lavanya Ambalkar from Symbiosis Law School, Pune. Best Memorial Award goes to University School of Law and Legal Studies, Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, New Delhi. The award for runner-up goes to the team of Ramaya College of Law, Bangalore. The award for winner of the moot court competition 2022 goes to the team of National Law University, Jodhpur. Congratulations to the winners of the awards.
So today, you may or may not have won, but what is important is to keep wanting to win. I would request all of you to commend the efforts of the participants with a huge round of applause.
With that, we reach the last part of our valedictory ceremony of CCI HNLU 12th Justice Hidayatullah National Moot Court Competition 2022. May I now request Dr. Professor Uday Shankar sir, Registrar and Professor of Law at HNLU, to propose the formal vote of thanks.
Thanks, Avnis. Good evening to everyone. On behalf of the university and the organizing committee, it is my honor and privilege to thank the host, organizing committee of the faculties, around 19 in numbers, the students organizing committee, around 16 in number, the student volunteers, 45 in numbers, for successful conduction of the event. The dignitaries, around 88 in numbers, comprises of senior lawyers, partners, associate partners, lawyers, academicians, who took time out to evaluate the mooting skills of students participating from different parts of the countries. We have seen 30 teams participating in this event, and also the opportunity to thank the university administration to extend all this support. Let me place on record humble gratitude to the chief guest, Justice Arup Kumar Goswami, Honorable Chancellor and the Chief Justice of High Court of Chhattisgarh. Honorable Chancellor, sir, thanks for gracing the closing ceremony of the competition with your presence. Sir, the university looks forward for your encouragement in all its endeavor. We truly appreciate and extremely grateful to our esteemed guests who agreed to judge the final round of the competition. We are thankful to Madam Jia Modi,
founding partner, AZB Partners, Dr. Lalit Bhasin, managing partner, Vashin and Company, Sri R. Venkataramani, senior advocate, Sri Manish Mohan Govilji, advisor and head of combination division, CCI, and Professor David Ambrose, professor and former head, Department of Legal Studies, University of Madras. We are appreciating all of you to give your valuable time on Sunday afternoon and agreeing to extend your stay for the valedictory function. Thank you very much. Let me also take the opportunity to express thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor V.C. Vivekanandan, for guiding the organizing team. Sir, thank you for extending all the support, including the permission to allow the students volunteer to come to the campus for better coordination. Sir, keep on motivating the HNLU fraternity. HNLU always believes in engaging with industry to upscale its academic endeavor. In this regard, we are thankful to the Competition Commission of India to collaborate on this competition. We are also happy to be associated with AZB Partners. We look forward for more academic collaborations in future. My thanks to Professor Vishnu, Professor Yogendra, Professor Anitya, Professor Abhinav, Professor Amitesh, Professor Mayank, Professor Garima, and Professor Jeevan, and other faculty colleagues. A wide round of applause and thanks to the students, volunteers who made the event a memorable one. I also thank the participating team. I would be failing in my duty if I did not thank my colleague, Professor Anita and Professor Ankit, who along with IT team have provided all logistic support to conduct the event in virtual mode. Also, on behalf of the university, I thank the students, faculties, and staffs who are watching live streaming of this closing ceremony on YouTube. Towards the end, I would like to humbly request all the dignitaries to accept a token of appreciation on behalf of the university. The university is sending artifacts of Bastar art as a souvenir to all the esteemed guests through courier. Congratulations to the winning team and all the participating teams.